Hello, I'm Elif and this is a recap for episode 35 of the series One Love, 24 hours after Turkey and before dubbed for TV. Omid attacks Ibrahim, shouting, "I'll kill you." Others restrain him. Abdullah steps forward calmly and delivers a strong blow to Ibrahim. Ertuğrul and his daughter are shocked. Abdullah says, "This man threw my daughter out of the window." Hamdi says, his daughter threw herself out. Ibrahim claims, his daughter has issues. "She had a relationship with this man, and they threw her at me." The Ünal family is furious. Mary looks at Ibrahim in disbelief. Hamdi says, "They are mafia. His brother threatened my son with death." Nusama approaches Mary and says bitterly, "If you don't want the disaster that happened to me to befall you, stay away from this filth." She spits on Ibrahim before leaving. Kızılcık, still surprised by Omar's arrival at her house, asks for his reason. Omar says his perspective on life has changed after the accident. When everyone returns home, Kızılcık informs them, and everyone is relieved. On their way back home, Nusama has a nervous breakdown. Omid stops the car, holds her, and says, "We'll get through this together, my love. Stay calm. You won't see that guy anymore." Meanwhile, Ibrahim's family continues to badmouth the Ünals and spread rumors about Nusama. Mary confronts Ibrahim, saying, "You never told me you were married before." Ibrahim replies, that marriage didn't count. Ertuğrul, suspicious of their words, decides to question them further about the incident the next day. In the middle of the night, while in Kızılcık's arms, Omar starts feeling unwell. Fearing death, he recalls his memories with Kızılcık and mumbles, "Not now." Pembe overhears a servant who has replaced Hayat, talking to someone on the phone. "Now that I'm in this house, things are going my way." Pembe becomes worried and asks Hayat to send someone else to the mansion. Early the next morning, Ertuğrul goes to the Ünal company and questions them about the truth of the incident. They explain everything, and Ertuğrul asks, "Why didn't you file a complaint?" Abdullah replies, "Nusama was deeply affected by this incident. If we had complained, it would have reached the media, and her condition would have worsened." Unable to be sure, Ertuğrul contacts Nusama and asks to meet with her. When Nusama tells Omid about this, Omid gets angry and says, "Does this matter need to be dragged out? We're trying to forget about this incident." Nusama tells Omid that it's a matter of women's lives and wants Ertuğrul to know about it. Kızılcık exceeds expectations in her first performance and agrees to continue her collaboration with Rüzgar. Nusama meets with Ertuğrul and explains her marriage to Ibrahim. Ertuğrul is deeply moved by her bitter story. In the evening, Rüzgar goes to Kızılcık's house to celebrate their new collaboration. They start anew with happiness, and Omar feels a bit awkward. In the Ünal family house, at the dinner table, Abdullah tells Fatih, "Sort out your marriage issue quickly." Doğa, surprised, asks which marriage, and Pembe says, "You got a divorce. You can't live together unlawfully. It's not appropriate for our reputation." Doğa argues, "Wasn't it important for you to have a legal marriage?" Abdullah adds, "A legal marriage is necessary." Fatih assures he will handle it. But Doğa protests, saying she needs time to think about it. In Kızılcık's house, Rüzgar shares that she has a 4-year-old daughter named Zainab with everyone, causing a shock. However, Kızılcık and Alev change the atmosphere with jokes and laughter. But Sunball looks disturbed. At night, Ertuğrul asks his daughter to gather engagement gifts to send them. Mary is shocked and confesses, "I love Ibrahim." Ertuğrul, believing Nusama's words, asks Mary to stop. Mary argues, "Isn't it possible that Nusama lied because Ibrahim rejected her?" Ertuğrul, who believes Nusama's story, tells Mary to stop. Later, when Ertuğrul tries to wake Mary up for the morning prayer, he finds her gone. In a letter she left behind, Mary writes, "I love Ibrahim. I'm leaving to become his wife. Don't look for me." At night, Pembe tells Fatih that she feels Doğa is procrastinating about the marriage for some other reason and asks him to be cautious. On the other side, Doğa's attention is caught by the news of a lawyer's success named Faizan Yildirim. Rüzgar's girlfriend questions her about her relationship with the Kızılcık family, and Rüzgar says they are old acquaintances. Ertuğrul goes to meet Ibrahim's family and asks about their son, but they claim ignorance about Ibrahim and Mary. However, as soon as Ertuğrul leaves, they contact Ibrahim. Olive goes to the company to find an excuse to eavesdrop and see how Abdullah is doing after learning about his relationship with Rüzgar. She finds Abdullah in his office and after some small talk, she says, "Won't you invite me for a coffee?" While she's in Abdullah's office, Pembe calls Abdullah, and he says he's in a meeting. But Olive says something loud enough for Pembe to hear. Pembe is shocked. Abdullah hangs up the phone, and Olive says, "I'll say I'm getting married, and you'll say you're in a meeting. You'll beg me, say you'll divorce her, do you think I'll accept that?" Abdullah replies, "I explained it to you." Just then, Mustafa enters, and Olive is forced to leave. Pembe, very upset, goes to the shrine, crying and praying. Upon Omid's request, Olive goes to see Nusama to check on her. Nusama hears from Olive that Mary has run away with Ibrahim and is shocked. She goes to Hamdi's house and confronts Mary. Nusama tells Ibrahim's parents, "You can't do to Mary what you did to me." She screams and calls out for Mary, threatening Ibrahim's parents and saying, "I'll report you this time. I'll tell the police what you did to me." She says she'll find Mary no matter what and leaves. After Nusama leaves, Hamdi contacts Ibrahim and tells him to proceed with the marriage as soon as possible. Upon Omar's suggestion, Fateh goes to Kızılcık's house that night with Doğa and their daughter to take a step towards reconciling with Doğa. When Fateh is alone with Kızılcık, he apologizes to her for all his mistakes and says, "I just want a chance. I need your help." Kızılcık replies, "Everyone deserves a second chance, but I can't tell my daughter to go back to her unfaithful husband." She forgives Fateh, and Fateh, feeling remorseful, embraces her. At night, Pembe scolds Abdullah at home for meeting with Olive and for his secretive behavior, saying, "If you do something like this again, I'll expose a great scandal." Abdullah retorts, "With the accusations you throw at me, you're committing a great sin." Nusama can't sleep that night, haunted by thoughts of Mary. Suddenly, she remembers Mary talking about a hotel and her wish to have her wedding there. Nusama immediately sets out, arranges things herself, and, with a threat to the receptionist, obtains Ibrahim's hotel room number. When Nusama reaches the room, Ibrahim is alone. Seeing Nusama, he pulls her inside with anger and says, "We're alone together now." Thank you for watching, stay tuned for the next episode.